Welcome to the Class of 79 climbing wall. We have a couple of rules. First, there is a 12-foot gold line that goes all the way around the gym. Conversely, on the bouldering wall, the top of the bouldering wall is at 12 feet. You cannot climb above that line or the top of that wall, which means your belly button has to stay below it. That's rule number one. Rule number two, any metal, do not touch, do not grab, do not put your fingers in. Okay? Third rule for the wall is we do not wear any watches, rings, jewelry, anything like that that could catch on the wall and hurt you. Last thing is when we climb up, we climb down off the wall. We do not jump. There are some different techniques that we teach you during the class. One of them is called a stem. You're going to push out in opposite directions, pushing off both sides of the wall. You can do this in a corner, where you push with your feet, and by pushing out you're able to free up your hands. You can also do it where you push out with your hands and free up your feet. Also you can do it pushing with your hands versus your feet. A stem, pushing in opposite directions. Another event is called a layback. So instead of pushing out, we're going to be pushing and pulling. In this case we're going to be pushing with our feet and pulling with our hands. We can ascend the wall by pushing and pulling without actually pulling straight down. Another technique is called a smear. We're going to use the bottom of our foot, the nice round flat part, and we're going to paste it onto the wall. When you're doing a smear, you want to keep your feet high and your butt away from the wall so you're pushing in on your feet. That way you can ascend the wall pushing. If you slide your feet too low, they will slide right off. When you're climbing, we use a method called look, place, shift, where you want to take smaller steps, look where you're placing, shift your body weight over top of your feet, then continue your movement. On a climbing wall, it'll look like this, where you place your foot, you shift your weight over it, then you move on. So I'm going to look, I'm going to place my toe, I'm going to shift my weight over. I look, I place, and I shift my weight. I'm continuing to look at my feet while I climb, taking small steps and placing my feet underneath me. There are two different ways that we get grades in this class. One of them is called a boulder problem. It's a route from the ground up to about the gold line. They are delineated by different colored holds and sometimes tape on the holds. In this case, the tape delineates our starting point. It gives us some information. This is a 2.
Note the 2 circled on the right hand side. That signifies that this boulder problem is worth 2 points. Most boulder problems have names. This one is called pumping iron. The color of the hold is very important. Note that this color is a grayish purple. All holds on this route will be either purple or will have purple tape under them.
We're going to start with both hands on the hold. And you have to bring your feet and your body up off the ground. In this case, I'm going to put one foot on the wall, one foot on a hold.
He can only use purple holds, so if a purple foothold is available, he may use it. The wall is always available unless the boulder problem states otherwise. Note that there is only one start box, so both hands must go in that start box.
And I start climbing. I'm only allowed to use the same colored holds while I'm climbing. So I'm only using purple holds. My ending point is delineated by the same colored tape. I have to end up with the climbing hold in control.
The end of the boulder problem is an inverted V with tape in the same color as the route holds.
When I'm down climbing, I can use whatever holds that I want to, the goal being to come down in control without falling. Once I make it to the ground, I've earned my points.
Let's review the start position one more time. Both hands must be in the start box and your body must be off the ground.
The second method of grading in this class is conducting an M traverse. Along the bottom of the wall we have placards with numbers on them. Along the gold line we have pieces of tape with numbers on them. Your goal is to climb from a number at the bottom, up, touch number at the top, back down, touch number at the bottom, back up, and continue in that W or M fashion until you run out of the time. So I'm going to start with my foot on the 18. I'm going to use all holds available to me while I'm climbing. I reach up, I touch the next number, and I continue down. And I touch the hold. In class, you will do this both to the left and to the right. Once you fall off, your starting point and your ending point, one subtracted from the other, get your points for the class.